So the midterms were last night, and anytime there's a big piece of news or event or something going on, I like to see what Meghan McCain has to say. Because Meghan McCain is quite possibly the dumbest person on television that's not on Fox News. So watch this clip, and I'm going to break this down.
The serious lesson for Democrats also is that Republicans are not going to vote against their own agenda and against their own interests. Meaning, I think there's an impression sometimes, if you don't watch Fox News, that all Republicans, if you're against Trump or you have issues with his rhetoric, that automatically I have somehow morphed into a liberal. That every ideology and principle I have ever agreed on, that the principles that make me who I am, the conservative that I am, have flown out the window. And all of a sudden, I'm a Democrat. That is not the case. Republicans are going to vote for their own agenda, and they did a lot last night, especially in Senate and gubernatorial races. And I think the Democrats that were really competitive were the ones that were more moderate. So that is a lesson I would take away.
That was disappointing to me, actually, because when you look at the Republicans...
Of course it's disappointing. You're a Democrat. Well, it's not disappointing for me. I'm a Republican. I'm going to end up voting for Republicans. Well, and there's a way to differentiate Trump from candidates.
It was disappointing.
This is the stupidest person on television. She's so dumb. So let me try and break this down. If you didn't catch the stupidity in that clip, Meghan McCain says that Democrats should run moderate Democrats because then they will appeal to Republican voters like her. But then at the end of the clip, she completely contradicts herself because she says that she's a Republican, she's going to vote for Republicans. Exactly. Why the hell would a Republican voter vote for Republican light when they can have the real thing? Meghan McCain, who is considered a moderate Republican among the media, among many people, even she herself admits that she will vote for Republicans because she is a Republican. This is exactly why you do not run moderate Democrats. Democrats have to run by appealing to their base. That's the only way they can win, appealing to their base and appealing to independent voters and non-voters on issues like Medicare for all, or higher wages, or money in politics, or education, issues that Republicans do not speak to. Democrats have to differentiate themselves in the race, otherwise they are going to lose. The fact that Meghan McCain is on television talking politics like she knows shit about anything is it's bothersome. Everybody else on that panel, including the other conservative on that panel, knows more than Meghan McCain does, even though her dad was a fucking senator. Meghan McCain is a complete fucking idiot. Yet she continues to spew this bullshit. Now, she also said in that clip that, the moderate Democrats did much better last night. Did they? Let's take a look. Joe Donnelly in Indiana. He lost his race. And who's he? He's the guy that was open to changing birthright citizenship. He sided with Donald Trump on this far right-wing conservative issue. Yet, he lost his race. Here's Phil Bredesen in Tennessee. Lost his race by running against his own party. So again, somebody that is a moderate Democrat, somebody trying to appeal to Republicans, lost their race while trying to appeal to Republicans. How about Heidi Heitkamp in North Dakota? She votes with Trump 54% of the time. And she also lost her race. Another moderate, or I would consider to be a conservative Democrat, losing the race while trying to appeal to Republican voters. How about Claire McCaskill in Missouri? She also lost her race. A well-known moderate Democrat, and recently distanced herself from Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders by calling them crazy Democrats. She was full-on calling out progressive Democrats as the crazy ones. Yet here she is trying to appeal to Republicans as a Democrat, and she loses her race. So no, moderate Democrats did not fare well last night. Actually, they lost quite a bit. And even separate from the actual candidates, look at the ballot measures. So 3 red states voted to expand Medicaid during an election where healthcare was the top issue. So expanding Medicaid is a Democratic position. This is a progressive position. And 3 red states voted for it. Do you understand that Republican voters oftentimes don't know what the fuck they're voting for when it comes to their candidates? They just vote down the line R. They're like, I see an R, I'm voting for that person. I'm not going to ask any questions, even though the entire Republican Party is against expanding Medicaid. So there's more. Florida, which appears to have voted for a Republican senator and a Republican governor, voted to restore voting rights for more than 1 million felons. This is clearly a progressive victory here. Yet, people think that, if you're in a red state or any state, Democrats should try to appeal to Republicans. But if you look at the issues, people are progressive on the actual issues. Again, in Florida, Florida passed the Amendment 9, banning both offshore drilling and indoor vaping. Now, again, so this one, I don't know why indoor vaping was bundled together with offshore drilling, but banning offshore drilling is clearly progressive. That is a progressive position. And Democrats or voters in Florida voted for that, voted for banning offshore drilling. So when you look at the issues, you take the issues separate from the candidates, people can actually see the ballot measure and what they're voting for. They vote progressive. Now, of course, all the ballot measures didn't go this way, but a lot of them did. And when you see ballot measures like this be successful in especially red states, it shows you that a lot of people don't know what the hell they're voting for. But when a ballot measure is spelled out, it's pretty clear, okay, I'm voting for this policy. Yes, I support this. And it's a progressive policy. I mean, there's more. So 3 states also voted in favor of marijuana, including Missouri and Utah, 2 obvious red states. So again, this is an issue that only Democrats are supporting. But when you separate the issues from the candidates from the party, people are able to see clearer. They're able to separate their personal identity because a lot of them identify as, I'm a conservative, so I'm going to vote for Republicans. But they don't understand that the issues they actually care about, the issues they support, are issues that Democrats are pushing. But they aren't able to remove their identity, their personal identity, whether it's white identity or identity with the party, from the issues. Now, another reason why Democrats should run more progressive or run to their base. Data shows that Democrats are more positive about socialism than capitalism. This was a story I covered recently. There's also, of course, Bernie Sanders, the most popular senator in the country, and also the most popular politician in America. So, I mean, how much farther do I have to go here? The issues, people pulled progressive, and on the ballot measures, voted progressive. The candidates like Bernie Sanders, the most progressive candidate in the country, is also the most popular candidate in the country. Now, people may wonder, okay, how is that possible? Because so many conservative voters aren't able to rip their identity away from the Conservative Party or from the Republican Party. So they see Bernie Sanders, an independent, who is separate from the Democratic Party, even though he votes with Democrats a lot of the time. He is separate from the party, so they can look at Bernie Sanders and think, okay, this is an independent guy, and he fights for these issues that I care about, like healthcare, like higher wages, like getting money out of politics. Of course I support Bernie Sanders. But if it's a Democrat, if there's a D next to the name, a lot of Republicans have a hard time understanding that this person is somebody that may actually fight for them, because their whole lives they've identified as a conservative, as a Republican. So what Democrats have to do is forget about those people that are so stuck in their identity. What they have to do is chase after non-voters, chase after independent voters, and excite their base to actually come out to vote. And you do all 3 of those things by speaking to the real issues that people care about. So, Meghan McCain is the dumbest person on television, apart from Fox News. But I'm glad that she exists. I'm glad that she's on The View because it gives me a lot of content to work with.